having too much fun on National Scrapbook Day. I'm back. Another layout. Doing Mixed Media for Mortals for the Scrap Gals Facebook group. If you haven't joined the Scrap Gals community on Facebook, I'm going to post a link below. Go ahead and check them out. Some of you may know or have heard of the Scrap Gals podcast with Tiffany and Tracie, and that'd be Tiffany Louder and Tracie Claiborne. And they are hosting wonderful challenges all throughout the day on the Facebook group, so make sure you guys check that out. And I'm just so lucky to join them today. So I'm going to do this quick mixed media layout. You can do it too. Grab some mixed media products if you want to play along. I've just got some simple things, some regular watercolors. I've got some modeling paste, a few of the acrylic paints that are in my my stash. I've got some heavy body paint from Nina Wakley and just some regular acrylic from Liquitex. This photo I'm going to be scrapbooking today. I'm using some textured white cardstock, and then not too long ago, well probably, I guess it's been a couple of weekends ago, I purchased, because you know, I can't go anywhere without buying something, some really pretty papers from Kaiser Craft. Wow, say that fast 10 times. And let's see, what collection is this from? I think this collection's called #Me. Yeah, #Me collection. So here's the sticker sheet, very pretty. And then I purchased some of these really pretty papers. And the whole idea behind this kit is really scrapbooking yourself, right? So if you see my videos before, if you're new to my channel, or even if you're not, I scrapbook about myself a lot. So I'm going to cut some of these things apart and make some pretty pages, or at least make one pretty page for this. So very nice. Anyway, so I'm going to show you that. I don't know what I'm going to use yet, but we're going to find out. And then let's see. So I bought those papers, sticker sheet. I also bought some die cuts that go with the kit. And then I grabbed some things from my stash. I cannot talk today. I've been talking all day. I can't talk today. Okay, Maggie Holmes acetate letters that I might use, but not sure. And I got some little embellishments here that might go great that I picked up recently. All those good things. And then I have some rub-ons from previous kits that I have purchased. All right, so I'm going to move all this stuff to the side and we're going to get started. So grab your things and play along. That's what it's all about here for iNSD 2016. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I have some textured white cardstock, as I mentioned, and now I'm going to take some watercolor. This is really simple, and you don't need expensive watercolors to get this type of effect. Just buy, you know, a little $5 set from your local hobby store, you're good to go. So I'm using a little bit of green, and in the paper and some of the die cuts, I think that I end up using on this, there are some green elements to this. And I don't normally scrapbook in green, so this is pretty new for me. So I decided to do some watercolor brush strokes, very simple, just taking a little bit of water, applying that on my paper. Now I'm going to take some of the acrylic paints that I just recently purchased, and those I believe are from Liquitex. And what I want to do was add just a little bit more body to my layout. So I'm just layering a bit more of this product on the page, acrylic paint. So yes, you can layer your watercolors and your acrylic paint and it's just fine. Now I have no rhyme and reason for this. I'm mixing up a few colors just to get a hue that I want. And I want it to be just a little bit darker. And as you can see, I have a whole bunch of these colors going on. So the yellow and the greens and different shades. And I'm going to give that a nice dry. Now I'm going to take a stencil and some Liquitex modeling paste. And I want to add a little bit of dimension. Now I always try to be careful not to put all this mixed media work on my layout and then try to cover it up. So I hope I don't end up covering up too much of it. I do want it to show. And so I'm going to place this stencil in 3 places on my layout. And then I'm going to give that a dry as well. And I think this is like, it's called flexible modeling paste. I can't remember, but it takes a little bit longer to dry. So I'm going to use my heat tool to dry that up. Now I'm going to come back with some Heidi Swapp mist. And this is in, I believe, mint green. So just adding another green element. And I wanted purposely this layout to look messy because that's the whole point of mixed media. So if you're playing along with your products, don't worry about it being messy because that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to give that really nice messy look to your layout. Now it's time to look at some papers. And of course I showed you these at the beginning of the video. And I decided to take this paper here, and it has that nice little edging like you ripped it out of a notebook. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to use that as a element. And I think I'm going to take about 2 or 3 of these pieces of paper, pattern paper, to layer. And here comes another. And that kind of looks like a green or lace that's backed with green, and then the polka dots. And I kind of regret using the polka dot because it doesn't show that much through the layers, but that's okay. So I'm trimming it up and getting it the way that I want. And the cool thing about layering is you can layer as much as you want to with whatever you want. Pattern paper, vellum, cork, the whole nine. I'm going to go ahead and commit to that layering piece there. And I stapled that all together with my new little, I guess it's called an attacher. You wouldn't call it tiny attacher. It's from American Crafts, but that's not what it's called, but it's similar. So I'm going to take a gold paper clip or binder clip from Spare Parts. And then I found this font, and I found it just kind of hanging out in my stash. It's from the Maggie Holmes collection from Crate Paper. I forget what collection it was actually, but it was from Maggie Holmes. And I want to spell out me on the layout, but first I'm looking through some die cuts that came with, didn't come with the papers, but they coordinate with the papers. Collectibles by Kaisercraft. Just kind of see what I wanted to use there. I want to go ahead and pop up my photo in my layers a bit to add a little bit more dimension. And then I added a little, gosh, what would you call that? Tassel. Duh, a tassel. Some of the gold string on it was falling apart, so I had to fix it. So I'm going to add a tassel there. And that's, I think, the first time that I've used a tassel, or maybe the second time that I've used a tassel. I'm not sure, but found those at Hobby Lobby, and I thought, hey, I'll give that a whirl. So I need to pop up my title, and these are acetate letters. They have a little bit of film on them, so I had to peel the film off, and then I'm going to pop them up on some foam squares. There you go. Title's very simple. It's me. And then I'm going to use some of the stickers that came with the sticker set from the same collection. #me. And I wanted a black and white element on the page, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of that at the top. There we go. Again, trying to be mindful not to cover up a lot of that mixed media work, but I try my best. Okay, so then I'm going to take this strip that has some text phrases there at the bottom, and I wanted to add a little bit more dimension and layering. Okay, I'm going to hear that and commit to that. And that says my voice, my story, my life, all about me. And then I thought I was going to use this die cut that says I am perfect, but I end up putting another die cut that says my life, my story. And I thought I was going to do a lot more journaling on this page than what I did, but okay, there's some flowers and stems, and I decided I don't really use flowers all that much, so we're going to nix that, but I am going to use these really pretty hearts. They look like they're little scripty, doodly hearts. Then I found some rub-ons from my stash, so I'm going to add that in. Now, here's the thing about rub-ons, ladies. If you don't use these, for some reason, they dry up. Would that be how you describe it? In other words, they won't peel off. And so I use this camera one, which does work, and I'm happy about that. And that one is from, I believe, Maggie Holmes as well. And then I'm going to use another rub-on here in just a little bit, and it doesn't rub on the page. It doesn't transfer on the page. So make sure you use them when you get them. Don't hoard them. If something happens, I'm sure some genius has figured out a way to use rub-ons that don't transfer. And if you're that genius, post that little tidbit, that little nugget in the comment section. I'm pretty sure someone's figured that out. Okay, so I put a flower one on the other side. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to this. I just pulled out some stuff and just went to town. Again, the mixed media being more the focal point. Now, I thought I was going to put that ampersand there, and in hindsight, I really wish that would have transferred because I think I would have went ahead and put it there. But then I decide, no, I'm going to put it at the top by the tassel. And I go ahead and commit to that, except for the fact that the rub-on won't transfer. So that kind of upsets me a bit. So I say the heck with that. Move on to another set of rub-ons, and this one is called On Trend by Jen Allison for my mind's eye. And I see these little plus signs, so I'm going to go ahead and put a bit of those on, and I have an easier time transferring those onto the layout. So I've got some green, black, and gold going on here, and I actually like it. I like this little color combo here. And of course that big old picture of me with a goofy smile. I was in Oklahoma City when I took this picture, and I was on my way to meet one of my new scrappy friends, Jennifer Lowry. Jennifer, if you're watching this, hey girl. So I was on my way to meet her at a scrapbooking store in Edmond, Oklahoma called, oh goodness, what is it called? Paper Arts. So shout out to Paper Arts, very friendly. If you're in the Edmond, Oklahoma area, check them out. They host crops and classes and things throughout the week and on the weekend. Very friendly. And that's where I bought majority of the stuff that I'm using on this layout. So now I am going to play with a new stamp that I have. And I believe it's from Maggie Holmes as well. And I'm stamping, I'm sorry, it's from Amy Tangerine. And I'm stamping Fun, Fun, Fun. That's what the stamp reads. And then I'm going to journal a little bit, saying just me, doing my thing, loving life, having tons of fun. I'm in a good spot. I am in a good spot, actually. Now I'm going to do a little bit more of some Heidi Shine around the layout. And I got a big old blob there, but that's okay because it's a mixed media layout and it's okay. It does not have to be perfect. And there we go. Now that green doesn't pick up as nicely on camera. It looks a lot better in person. So, all right, photos are coming up. Make sure you click on the links to the Scrap Gals Facebook group. Join the Facebook group and play along this weekend. Hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you guys with another video.